You're listening to Tara Lynn's A Geek Saga Podcast. This episode features audio from a previously aired live video webcast.
All right. So, hi, I am Tara, and we are doing a webcast tonight that's just discussing the state of the cosplay community, and we're going to try to stay as positive as possible in this, but we are going to discuss a lot of issues in the cosplay community. So if anybody wants to join in, you can tweet us, please. You can either tweet at A Geek Saga or just use the hashtag A Geek Saga, AGEEKSAGA, and we'll try to, if anybody talks to us, we will absolutely try to include you in the conversation. So again, I'm Tara. I'm here with Adam and Lauren, and Becca will also be joining us shortly. She had to restart her computer, but while we're waiting for her, I'll introduce myself real quickly. The first time I ever officially cosplayed was Star Wars Celebration in Orlando in 2010, and I think what I'd done before that was cosplay. I did like a Jean Grey X3 costume for Halloween one year, but convention wise I didn't start till 2010, and then I didn't start going to conventions and like cosplaying a lot until late 2012. It was like Dragon Con 2012 was my first time, and then I kind of was super into it and went to a whole ton of conventions after that, and I would say my favorite cosplay is probably Starbuck because it's pretty comfortable and also people recognize it very easily. I have long hair, so I do like the tattoo, like late Starbuck. And then my favorite convention to cosplay at is Dragon Con for like a billion reasons. Like it's just the best. But so yeah, Adam, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everybody. My name is Adam. I'm from London, so you might not understand a lot of the words that I'm going to say. So I apologize. I'll try and Americanize some words. So my first Comic-Con, I've always loved comics and all that jazz since a kid, but my first Comic-Con was actually 4 years ago at MegaCon Orlando, and I didn't dress up because I didn't really know how to do it. So I went there and I just infatuated with the culture there in MegaCon, with the amount of people dressed up. So I was like, oh man, I want to do that next year. So I did. So what inspires me the most in that realm is Captain America. Kind of ironic, isn't it? Right, a British man that loves Captain America. Don't ask me why, I don't know. I think it's because I share the same values as Cap. Seeks justice and shows integrity, team player. He's just amazing all around.
America, yeah.
He's just the best. Like what he stands for. So anyway, so that's my influence. Favorite costume is my Captain Spider-Man America. So it's like a mashup of Spider-Man and Captain America with a show. It's pretty dope. And yeah, that's it really. So
what year did you first go to MegaCon?
4 years ago, so 2013, 14.
Okay, yeah, I was at MegaCon 2013 and 2014, and then
cool.
Here. Yeah.
So yeah, that was my first one. It was really cool.
MegaCon is super crowded to me. I like it, but they like took a step back in 2014 and then like took a step forward again, I think. And I wasn't there in 2015, but I heard it was better in 2015. And like last year when I went, I really enjoyed it. So yeah, and Lauren goes to MegaCon. Lauren, tell us about yourself.
What was the main question again? Sorry.
Oh yeah, just like whatever you want to talk about, like when you started getting into cosplay and yeah, just whatever you want to talk about. Pretty random.
Well, I've been wanting to cosplay since I was in high school. I was a little anime geek, but never actually got a chance to go because I was in high school. My first convention was in 2013, I think. It was some crappy Wizard World convention. I didn't start really cosplaying until last year, where I actually got creative with all of it. Let's see. Favorite cosplay I've done so far would be Comic Book Andrea, just because I love like the intricate face makeup and all the stuff that I had to do for it.
Oh yeah, because you did like the grayscale. Like I love doing Comic Book Andrea, but I just do like regular Comic Book Andrea with the scar because I have blonde hair, so it's, and also the paint. I no.
Yeah, it was tough. Yeah, everything grayscale except for my eyes, but yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of trial and error for her too.
Oh yeah, so here's
Yes,
Becca.
it really was. Yay!
Okay, so Becca, we like just in time. Seriously, perfect, just in time.
Oh, okay.
So introduce yourself. When you started getting into cosplay, blah blah blah, whatever you want to talk about.
Okay. I am Becca. I'm from South Carolina. See how I got into cosplay. My friend Rachel actually does a lot of cosplay, and she was always like, come to Dragon Con. And I was in college, and I was like, I don't have time for that. That's like what nerds do, right? But I was a definite nerd. But I was like making my own costumes and stuff for like Halloween, and then I met Tara, and Tara was like, okay, you have to go to a convention. Like, you have to. And I was like, fine. So I did my first convention in 2015, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's just been kind of, I don't know, it's just been a free-for-all ever since then. Like, I'm totally addicted to cons and cosplay now. And thanks, Tara.
I'm like a pusher.
Yeah, I'm a pusher. I push people. Let's see, my favorite convention to cosplay at is probably Dragon Con, even though it gets a little crazy. And then my favorite cosplay I've ever done. I was talking to Lauren about this, and I wasn't really sure. To be honest, my biggest cosplay I did was Lexa from The 100. Because there's like this big cape, and like we made a bunch of different versions of it. But honestly, I think my favorite cosplay that I've done might actually be Fight Club Pam from Archer, or the Lolita Raptor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We did a Jurassic Park cosplay for Dragon Con 2015, and Becca just bought like a raptor head and wore like a Lolita dress with like this raptor, and it got like, there was some picture of us that was featured on like this big Dragon Con podcast. It was actually really cool. Well, my friend Mike, it's the ESO podcast, and actually their Dragon Con, and they spell it KAHN. Their Dragon Con report is amazing. Like, it's so legit. I suggest it to everybody who's a first time Dragon Con person. And like, I still, even after all these years, listen to it because they have so much great Dragon Con advice. Like, and the guys that run that podcast, the ESO podcast, are so great. And they've been going to Dragon Con for forever. But yeah, so we have several topics to talk about tonight. And first, we're going to kind of, like I said, there's a lot of issues in the cosplay community, and we want to focus on positive things, and positive ways to overcome these issues. So the first thing we're going to get into, just to get it out of the way, is cosplay bullying. As in, what do you consider cosplay bullying? How do you recognize it, and how do you avoid it? I'm probably the worst person in the world to talk about this because I have been involved in cosplay bullying stuff, but I am old. So every time I've gotten into a situation where I felt like there was bullying involved, I literally just whatever dudes and walk away. But I do know it's like, the drama, it's a huge issue. And I think recognizing it is the hardest part because a lot of times it's very passive aggressive.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about it? Like how do you recognize it? And if you do recognize it, how do you think, or what do you think is the best way to overcome it? Or, at least like, I mean, personally, I'm the type of person who's going to be like, hey, you're an asshole, bye. But I know not everybody feels comfortable doing that. So.
So for me, what I think, or I've seen cosplay bullying is someone really tried the hardest in making a costume, and to them, that costume means the world to them. They made it so, and let's say the shading's wrong on one little thing. I mean, I've seen people say, hey man, that's okay. It's not great because the shading's wrong. And it's like, nah, the shading could be whatever shade it wants it to be, because at the end of the day, it's cosplay. It's how you want to play that costume. It doesn't have to identify the legit art of the original costume. You know what I mean? So, I mean, for me, I actually talked to that person, and this was at MegaCon. It was kind of sad. It was at MegaCon. And I talked to that person and said, hey man, like, what? Because the person was really sad and they walked away. And a lot of these people you meet at Comic-Con conventions are not the most social people. I don't know how to act in social situations. So they went away, and I went up to this guy. I was like, hey, why did you say that? And he goes, well, the shading's wrong. It's not accurate. I was like, well, why does it have to be accurate? What is accurate? He goes, well, it has to be a certain shade to reflect the character. I was like, it doesn't, mate. You know what I mean? It's cosplay. You do what you want to do. It doesn't matter. So from that day onwards, a lot of my costumes, I'll try and mix match colors on purpose. For example, Captain America. Yeah, just to kind of stick it to the man. You know what I mean? But with the Captain America Winter Soldier one I did, my blue to my top, to my bottoms, to my helmet matched, but the blue to my shield didn't. I did that on purpose. I wanted it a different color. I wanted it something lighter. I wanted someone to come up to me and be like, hey man, that's not the right shade. That's not, Captain America doesn't even have a blue shield for that. You know what I mean? So it's just like, leave it out. Just leave it out. That person did really well on that costume. It doesn't matter if it's a different shade. So to me, that's what bullying in the community means, and it should stop. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, and there's this huge, push to be like screen accurate and everything. And if you really love what you're doing and you're trying hard, that's what should matter. You know, like Becca, like your rose quartz from Steven Universe is amazing. Is your wig absolutely rose quartz accurate? No.
Oh my God.
Holy mother of God, like unless you're a wig genie, you're not, or you have hundreds of dollars to spend on a wig that is already, styled, like you're not going to be rose quartz accurate. She's a cartoon character.
She's also 8 feet tall. So, and I'm like 5'5". Yeah, no, listen, I am 5'5". I take those extra 3 inches very seriously, Tara. I'll have you know. And it's official. I am actually officially 5'5". They measured me at the doctor last month.
Yay! You're just short compared to me. So.
And me.
Yeah.
And you, I'm short compared to everybody.
And honestly, like, there's nothing wrong with being a perfectionist, but you don't have to be perfect to have fun and to love what you're doing, you know?
You can be a perfectionist as a cosplayer, but if you're a perfectionist and you're pointing out the issues with other people's cosplay, that's when it becomes a big problem. It's like, okay, so it's not screen accurate. I'm sorry, I can't afford $300 for a pair of boots. Like, I did Beth from The Walking Dead. Y'all, I paid $7 for a pair of brown cowboy boots from Miami, okay? And I had the time of my life. And like looking back on it, I'm just kind of like, oh God, that costume was horrible. But like, it was my first convention and I was with some amazing people. And I was so tickled that I got a chance to do this. And the fact that, it's like if you see somebody, and I guess this is kind of where I'm coming from, my standpoint for the bullying is that and I have a couple different things that bother me, but that's the one. And people always, they do the backhanded compliment thing. They're like, oh my God, you look so good. But I don't really remember her, whatever being whatever. And like my rose wig, I just got it offline and it was ratty and it was a mess and I cleaned it up and I was so proud of it. And as a Virgo, somebody who's super perfectionist, I like, and there were a couple of times, and Lauren and Tara will tell you that I was just like, I refuse to wear this. I'm not wearing this ever. I'm not going to be seen in public in it. But I wore it, and the little girls that saw me as Rose, they knew who I was. I don't know, like it was really cool because they didn't care that my wig was from Amazon and it was $14.99. They didn't care that I was wearing my mom's old hoop skirt. They didn't care that I was only 5'5" instead of 8 feet tall, because for them, I was that character. And to see the light and love in their eyes was amazing.
Yeah, and yeah, children are. I like shoot when I was Pearl at MegaCon Tampa Bay. I don't know, Adam, if that was the day I met. You know what? Yeah, I think it was the day I met you guys. It was right before the after party. Like, I was Pearl from Steven Universe with the pink wig and everything.
Yeah, I remember.
Like, that wig did not fit my head, and my like blonde hair was poking out of it and everything. And like, I was on a cosplay panel, and there were these kids there who were first time cosplayers, and it was a group of Steven Universe and Gravity Falls, and there may have been one other one in there, but they were just like, they just wanted us to answer their questions. They just wanted us to, and at the end we were like, oh my God, your cosplays are awesome. Come take pictures with us. And they were so excited to just be part of that community. And I think that especially like longtime cosplayers have, not all the time, but too often they lose that. You know what I mean? They lose that sort of magic. One of the other things that I cannot stand, and like, I know, Becca and Lauren, you guys have cosplayed the same characters before. Lexa, especially, like the whole only one person can cosplay a character.
Oh my God.
Drives me crazy.
Yep.
Right.
Drives me crazy. I mean, Adam, I don't know if you as a guy have that issue, but like, it's a huge problem with women.
Yes, actually, I did have that, and it was one of my friends, and it kind of broke my heart a little bit.
Really?
So, yeah, it did. He doesn't know that, but now he does. I'm not going to mention who it is. So I was wearing a Spider-Man suit, right? And it was a new Spider-Man suit I bought. I'm 6'2", 205. So I'm kind of a big boy. He comes up to me and goes, aren't you a little too big to wear that?
Oh.
And I don't. Oh. And I was like, nah, I can wear what I want. I'm going to rock the shit out of this. You know what I mean? And enjoy it. Given I had to go buy women's Spanx, which is a great thing to wear, gentlemen. But it just like little comments like that, like, it doesn't matter who wears it. Anyone could wear it. Height, size, weight, it doesn't matter, man. As long as you rock the shit out of it.
And have fun,
Exactly, yeah. So.
I think the only like big issue I've had with it is I created an original character. And then somebody who I know like follows me all online and everything, like created.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like an ex-boyfriend, who very definitely stalks me online, created like a similar character for his girlfriend, and
wow.
It was like I'm not gonna say what character it was. All I'm saying is I created it was like I put this out in like June of last year, and I was like, I'm debuting the full costume. I did like a whole like photo shoot with Becca. Actually, she took the photos, and I did like a full photo shoot and everything, and talked about how I put it together and what my idea for it was, and then like get to Dragon Con, and this ex of mine has his girlfriend wearing like almost the same thing. And I was like,
yeah, but like, no, I'm not going to say that. Never mind.
but you know what I mean? Like I know people who flip their shit about people wearing the same costumes as them. And I just don't understand it. Like, we're all portraying, especially if you're portraying like an actual, like a legit character, not an original thing, not a mashup that you created. Like, you want to be I want to cosplay Spider-Gwen. Am I going to be mad at somebody who wants to cosplay Spider-Gwen? What the you know what I mean? Like, again, Becca and Lauren, you guys both do Lexa. Do you have problems with each other cosplaying Lexa?
No. If anything, we've bonded with the Lexas that we've met.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I mean, because, you know, like everybody has, and like what I've really noticed is that, and this is kind of unique, I suppose, is that these people who have all cosplayed Lexa their heads together. Like, I know Ragemore literally drew a diagram for my drape, for my fabric, for my cape. And she is one of, like, if you Google Lexa cosplay, she's like the first person that pops up. And it's like all these people cosplaying Lexa were so willing to help each other out. I mean, like, hey, I got this for discount, you know, like I bought this belt here and it's just, you know, you can get it. And like, we all helped each other out. And I think that's really rare. And I mean, like there has been some cattiness as far as, you know, stuff like that goes, but no, like I love when my friends cosplay the same thing as me, especially if we're all in the same room. Like, oh my God, please do it. Like, it is so much, like Lauren and I, like we took a bunch of pictures of like each other and Alexa and us together as Lexa. And we were like, we're both Lexa. And it was like, it was so much fun. And we bonded so much, like a lot of tears and blood.
Plus you get to trade props. So that works.
Yes. And
for photo opportunities.
Forget your bendy charm, like I have
there's always another one.
Yeah, exactly. No, and like I reached into my bag because I encountered this one girl. I was actually at MegaCon in Orlando, and she didn't have one. And so I ran back and I like glued it to her forehead, and she
I know. Did we lose Becca?
Yeah, I think.
I'm here.
Oh, there you go. You were breaking up for a second.
Oh, okay. Saying that I gave her like the bendy charm, and like, yeah, Lauren and I have traded swords. We have traded knives. Like,
well, and that's the thing. Like, maybe it's something about being friends outside of and or before cosplay that helps you not, you know, want to be part of that drama, because like I know people who are friends with others, you know, cosplay friends, and they just flip their lids when somebody wants to cosplay the same things as them. And it's like, I get it. If you're doing a photo shoot, you know, where there can only be, you know, say it's the 100, so only one Lexa, only one Clark. Okay, fine. But like, you can't stop your friends from wearing a costume that, like, from a character that they really care about just because you're doing it. And I really, it bothers me that seems to be like a problem. I don't even know if that's and it is a form of cosplay bullying, because it's like, especially with social media and everything, probably 10 years ago this didn't exist in this way, but now it's kind of like, oh, I can post this passive aggressive status about how angry I am that this, you know, casual acquaintance of mine from conventions is wearing the same cosplay as I am, or is cosplaying the same character as I am. And it's like, get over yourself.
Yeah. And like, I've seen people like lash out on social media, and I know Lauren and Tara and I have all been in the same room when this is happening, and we're just like they post a status, and then it's like, you might as well just tag somebody in it. Okay, we all know who you're talking about, and it hurts, because like I've seen people who have been so excited to cosplay something, and then you have this cosplay hierarchy, this cosplay tyranny that comes out where, you know, this character dictator is like, no, that character is mine. You can't cosplay that character ever. I've seen people in tears. I have seen people just completely devastated, and it should not be that way. This is for fun. We're here to support each other. And like with Lauren and I, like whenever we were both Lexa, like 110%, like I don't care that she's doing the same cosplay as me. Like it's even fun that way.
Well, I mean, a simple fix for that is you could do different variations of that same character.
Exactly, and that's what,
you know what I mean.
Lauren and I,
But the thing is, you don't have to, like,
at the same time.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, cosplay bullying is kind of it's a hot topic. I don't want to spend too much time talking about it just because everybody has experienced it, and it's negative. But you know, here's the thing: don't be an asshole. Everybody can wear what they want to wear, no matter what they look like, no matter what sex they are. If you want to wear the same costume as somebody else, regardless of whether or not you've seen it online before, like granted, there's a line that you need to draw with fan art and stuff where you should probably ask the person who drew the original fan art if they're okay with you recreating that as a cosplay. 9 times out of 10, they are never going to say no as long as you give them credit, because it is more, you know, like it's good vibes for them. It's more like, you know, press and everything for them. But also, you know, the thing that really irks me is the idea of friends, you know, not feeling like they can wear the same cosplays as each other. And I think that if you're a halfway decent person, you're not going to give a crap if your friend wears the same cosplay as you.
Amen. Yeah,
I mean,
I agree, man.
There have been a couple of times where I've just been kind of like I've had a moment of, oh, okay. But then I get over it, because I mean, if you were, I don't know, like I can understand that. So it's not just to be like every single person who's ever felt that emotion ever is awful.
Yeah.
But like if
No.
Yeah, if you intentionally bully somebody about it, then yeah, like exactly.
I mean, trust me, it's why I stopped cosplaying Cersei at major conventions, because I got tired of seeing girls who are way hotter than I was cosplaying her. Like, let's be real. I don't have anything against them. I never, you know, it was never like, oh God, how dare they cosplay Cersei? It was just like, wow, she's prettier than me. She's skinnier than me. She's whatever than me. So I'm not going to cosplay Cersei at these major conventions because I can't stack up to that. And I've gotten over that over the years, but it's not wrong to feel bad that someone else is doing the same cosplay as you, but unless they are legit stealing your idea for like an original thing, you have no right to be angry. Like to feel weird, to feel upset, to feel insecure is normal. To feel angry, that's bullying, especially if you act on it. Like,
in addition to what Tara's saying is, so I'm defending women here for a second. Men think the same thing, ladies. They do. And sorry, man, I'm going to rat us out. So men actually think the same thing. So I saw a guy dressed as Captain America, and I mean, he was big, broad shoulders. He had a strong chin. And here I am in my Captain America costume. I was like, man, that guy looks way better. I wish I was the size of that guy. I wish I had that kind of chin. So don't worry, ladies. Men think the same thing too. I promise you. We just don't admit it. So I'm probably going to get jumped when I get to my car.
Oh.
But I'm just saying, you know, don't think that it's just you ladies are thinking that, and you shouldn't. Do you, man? You know, Like I keep saying, I'm just gonna keep saying it. #rocket.
So anyway, we've talked about cosplay bullying quite a bit. We'll move on. Okay, so the next big topic is the idea of being cosplay famous oversaturating the community? And is there a way to make yourself known? Yeah. Is there a way to make yourself known while still being a positive member of the community versus like, I heard something at some point that was like, it's all just, if you're trying to be cosplay famous, it's a competition. Everybody's in competition. So you can't trust anybody. It's sort of like a fucking beauty pageant. So like, can you make yourself known while still being a positive member of the community? And also, should you ever rely on just cosplay to make it big? And we have other things, or I have one other thing that kind of piggybacks onto this that we'll get into in a bit. But do I think that the idea of being cosplay famous is oversaturating the community? Yeah, I do. Because do I have a problem with it? Not necessarily. I get why it's happening. But, and I don't want to say anybody's not a true fan or anything like that. But I do think that there are way too many people pushing to be cosplay famous when there's not any money in it, you guys. Like, unless you are Jessica Negri or Yaya Han or Marie Claude, who is at MegaCon Tampa Bay, who is, by the way, amazing. Like, there is no way to be at that level at this point. There are too many people who are fighting for it. And I do think it is harming the cosplay community, and that there are people who are out there who are literally going to do their best to make you fail so that they can succeed, just like any sort of other I hate to keep making this comparison, but sort of beauty pageant society. Can you rely on just cosplay to make it big anymore? No, I really don't think you can, unless you are just so insanely amazing at everything. Like, you literally have to be amazing at sewing. You have to be amazing at armor making. You have to be amazing at prop making. You can't just be good at one thing. You have to be perfect at all of them. And the people who are big now, they started doing this 10, 15 years ago. And they are good at all those things because they've been doing it forever. And I mean, I had people asking me at MegaCon Tampa Bay, how do you get to be a cosplay guest? And it's like, I have no idea how I got here. Like, I really don't. Like, I really don't. So I don't know. What do you guys think about the idea of being cosplay famous? Lauren, we haven't heard from you in a while. She pauses.
Wait, you said
you broke up a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I said, Lauren, we haven't heard from you in a while. What do you think about the idea of being cosplay famous?
Well, I don't have a cosplay page yet, but I do think that, I mean, I get the whole beauty pageant sabotage yourself, but we all have a beautiful and lovely friend named Izzy, and Izzy is such a good cosplayer. One, first of all, yes, we all love her, but two, she also shares her friends, and Rachel too shares her friends' cosplay page pictures all over with nothing but positive vibes, and I think that's really how you spread, because I followed people that Izzy has shared or that Rachel has shared just because I'm like, wow, what a gorgeous cosplay that is, And I think that's the way you can really, how it should be done. But that's me, and I'm nice, and I like to compliment people. So, yeah, but the whole sabotage thing, and it's just,
it happens.
I think
honestly,
it's kind of stupid.
I saw it happen recently. I won't go into detail, but I was like upfront and personal with a sabotage attempt, and it half worked, which is what upsets me the most. You know, and I just, who the fuck cares, y'all? Like, we are all recreating, for the most part, unless you are, again, creating your own cosplays that are completely original, or like I'm thinking about creating an original cosplay based on my new Dungeons and Dragons character that I've created, because apparently I play Dungeons and Dragons now.
Best game ever.
Yeah. So like, apparently I'm doing that, but like, unless you're doing something like that where you're creating, or like with my Disney Princess Kylo Ren, where you're creating a mashup or an entirely new character, you are just recreating things that other people have already created. There is no reason to be, you know, but everybody wants to make it big, and people think that cosplay is this like new way to do it. And let me tell you, it's not. Like, I got lucky. I have other things. I hate to say this, it sounds so stuck up, but I have other things going for me. I have a degree. I am a public speaker. I get to moderate panels with, you know, truly famous guests, and they know, you know, the people that run these conventions, they know that I can handle that. They also know that I can run my own panels. And if I didn't have that, there's absolutely no way I would be a guest at most of these conventions. And I still, to this day, don't really know how people who don't have anything other than cosplay, again, other than the big names like Marie Claude and Yaya Han and Jessica Nigri, I don't have any idea how these other people get to be guests.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in agreement with you. I think it is oversaturated, and listen, if you're trying to get cosplay famous, it's not gonna happen. And I say that because I DJ for a lot of the cons. So I was like, hey man, this could be it. This could be the stepping stone of getting famous as a DJ. But I reevaluated that because I saw a lot of these stuck up cosplay people, unfortunately, that doesn't share. I mean, with Tara, I met Tara at MegaCon, and she had a booth, and we just started conversating, me, her, and Brian. And from there, we just became friends. And she's not, you know, that's a whole nother topic. My point being, I could rant on for days, man. Us English people could go on, man. We could rant, give us anything, we'll rant. The bloody, if we get into the weather, I'll talk about that for days. But my point being is, trying to get cosplay famous is not going to happen, because I tried it from a different angle as a DJ to get in there with my cosplay as well. And it's not working out for me. Even though I've done 4 shows now for MegaCon in Tampa as a DJ for the after parties, it doesn't matter who I am. I'm just a guy who's up there pressing play. You know what I mean? And there's just no room anymore in this world for that, because it's overpopulated by the amount of cosplay people. I mean, if you go to a Comic-Con today and you're wearing normal clothes, you're the odd one out. You know what I mean? So technically everyone is cosplay famous. It's just whether people want to like your page. That's it, really. You know.
Oh yeah, I have like 380. I have less than 400 likes on my page, and it's not even. But the thing is, it's not a cosplay page, and I've never promoted it as that. So it's like, and you know, I made money at my booth at MegaCon Tampa Bay. I made less money than Jenna Scarlet Rose at Scarlet Rose. She's amazing. I made way less money than she did because she was selling pictures of herself. Guess what I'm doing at MegaCon Orlando? Selling pictures of myself, which I never thought I'd do. Like, I have nothing against it. I just find it weird. I don't feel like why would anybody want a picture of me? But if they do, I was asked for them so many times that like, okay, I'm gonna give in. I'm gonna do this. But I mean, it's no matter how much else you have going on, people always expect something more, I think. And I mean, I don't know, Lauren, Becca, like, what do you guys think about, like, because you guys see it from a different angle, because Becca, like, you helped me with my booth last year and everything, so.
What are you asking? Like, what do you mean? Like, how do
I mean, I don't know, like the cosplay famous thing. Like, do you get it? Because I still to this day don't get it.
I mean, I understand why people want to be cosplay famous, and I feel that, I mean, if you want to, and I'm not trying to be like catty, but if you guys, not you guys, sorry, if you want to shame somebody for having aspirations to be cosplay famous, like, I think that's, like, if they want to be cosplay famous, that's fine. Let them do that. If they want to market themselves as a cosplayer, if they want to throw their own money at it, that is totally fine.
No. I'm not shaming anybody for wanting it at all. I'm just saying it's probably not going to happen.
Well, it's not. It's overpopulated.
Okay, well, I mean, so, like, let them do it. Even if they want to try, even if they want, if they want the attention, that's fine. That's them, And if they want to do that, like, that doesn't affect me. The self-sabotage or the sabotaging thing, like beauty pageants, like, I understand that. I do. I'm very grateful that I have not met too many cosplay famous people. I do know somebody who is trying to become cosplay famous, and she has stepped on so many people to get there, and it's not worth it for me looking outside, And so I think that Jill and Izzy, like, they work really, really hard, and they earn the likes that they have on their Facebook page. But okay, so somebody has 1 million likes versus 10 likes. Like, I don't know, that doesn't make them any less of a cosplayer, but in some people's mind, I think that's what they think. To be a successful cosplayer. To be a successful cosplayer means that you put on a costume that you made or that you bought and you wear it. That is successful cosplay. And so I'm not, so I'm not trying to, like, I don't know. I think that if people want to market themselves as cosplayers and they want to try to become cosplay famous, like, how is that any different than somebody trying to market themselves going to every single modeling agency in New York City? Now, if you are hurting other people, and if you're, if you're, stepping on the peasants to get up there, like, that's wrong.
See,
obviously.
Becca, do you know, this is how I see why people want to become cosplay famous. And this is my insight to it, is we live, I'm going to get a little melodramatic.
That's fine.
God.
Fine.
But what I'm saying, so I'll make it real quick. I know I could drag on a little bit. So we live in a really kind of shitty world right now, where it's just lots and lots of negatives out in the real world, right? When you go to a Comic-Con convention, for me, it's the most positive, happy place in the world. Everyone's happy as shit. Everyone looks great. It's just, for me, it's a positive vibe. So that is an escape from reality. When you go to a convention and you see these superstars, right? And I had the pleasure of meeting a lot of these, big stars in the cosplay world. You imagine, oh man, they don't have to work and live in this miserable world that I do. They get to do this all the time, and they get paid. And then I think my insight is people's like, I want to be cosplay famous so I could kind of escape this reality and live in this reality where everything makes sense to me and I'm comfortable and I'm accepted. That's how I see why.
Like, that makes sense. I thought you guys were talking about, like, people famous market. No, like, I understand what you. Oh.
Oh.
No, you're here. You're here. You're breaking up a little bit, but you're here.
Yeah, everything's frozen on my end.
Oh no. Becca's goodbye forever, Becca.
Am I here?
Yeah, you're here. Yeah, there you
go.
I'm still trying to block my cat litter boxes in the back.
What?
I'm still trying to block my cat litter boxes.
No, it just okay, sorry. I'm like, no, like I understand now what you mean, because like like whenever
No, is she gone again?
Nope.
But just to conclude that little speech, I feel that is a subconscious thought by a lot of cosplayers, because you're not going in there and you're thinking, oh shit, like this is it, this is the world I want to live in. It's a subconscious thought. It's an escape. And we all escape reality in some ways. Mine is by going to the gym. That's how I escape reality, or Comic-Con conventions where I'm accepted into a crowd that I could be weird as shit. You know what I mean? So that's why I think people want to be cosplay famous.
Yeah. Okay, I missed everything you just said. Can you guys hear me or see me?
Now we can, yeah.
And then she sat on a kettle.
Okay, I missed whatever he said. No, I thought you guys at first were talking about like people who were trying to market, because like I did theater, and
me too. Mm-hmm.
Like, and I was like,
why does it always cuts out at the same time?
Hello.
It always cuts out. Becca, I get what you're saying. Like, no, we were not saying that people shouldn't try. What we're saying is, good luck. It's probably not going to happen.
Right.
It is an oversaturated community, and actually that kind of leads into the next thing I was going to talk about, which is easy way outs. Let's be real. The easy way out is buying likes for your Facebook page. If you have a decent amount of money to set aside, you can buy likes for a Facebook page. Personally, I have not done it. I know somebody who did it as a joke, not for a cosplay page, but for a fake convention page. This person bought 11,000 likes for like $50. And I also it was brought to my attention that somebody who has been a cosplay guest at the past couple of conventions I've been to, was buying Facebook likes. And I thought, sure, whatever, that can't really be legit, right? No, it is legit. I looked into it, like 20,000 likes, like easily. And so like here I am with just under 400 likes on my Facebook page, and but mine are organic. So when I post something on my Facebook page, especially if I promote it, if I spend $5 to promote it, or if I share it on my personal page, it will get, that much attention. Like close to 400 people will see it. Versus these people who buy likes, they look like they have these likes, and granted, if you're just coming in there as a fan or whatever, it looks like, okay, this person has 20,000 likes. You can't see how many people have actually seen or been impressed upon with their post. So it looks, okay, great, they have 20,000 or 200,000 or 500,000 likes. The problem is, like, conventions, they don't seem to realize that that's how their cosplay guests have so many likes. So, my thing is, like, my Facebook page isn't really a cosplay page. It's kind of I have cosplay on there, but it's kind of a general page. So like, would you ever consider buying likes? Do you think it's cheating? And also, it takes about 5 minutes, if that, to determine whether or not somebody has actually 20,000 likes, or whether they have purchased them, because it's like really obvious when they have purchased their likes. Because I can tell you from personal experience, not because I haven't done it, or not because like I've had to do it, because like my conventions that I run are too small for cosplay guests, but I've looked into fellow cosplay guest pages, and for several conventions, and it's really easy to tell if they're buying their likes. Why don't conventions do that research?
Because it's too much. They don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's inconvenient.
Yeah. They don't want to do the whole reach around. They just want to see it dead on. And they have 20,000 likes. Let's book them. Here's a rule of thumb, which Kevin Porter was told me at my Morgan. How you know if it's a real account is at least 5% of your fan base, your likes, will like your posts or pictures or whatever it is. So if it's less than 5% of your likes, then they bought them. And let's be real. I mean, I thought about buying likes too, because I got turned down by a con because I didn't have enough likes. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy some likes. I'm gonna buy them all. And I looked into it and I was like, nah, that's cheating. That's not true to myself. That's not who I want to be. So I mean, look at it, but don't do it. It's like stealing your soul. You're not being true to yourself or being true to your talent. And it's not fair to others either, personally. Yeah. It's really not fair, because you can have 1 million likes and have a shitty attitude or a shit DJ, you know what I mean? And it's just not fair to everyone around you. The convention.
Which, P.S., by the way, you were not a shitty DJ. You were a great DJ. We had a blast at that after party. But I mean, like, I don't know. Becca, Lauren, what do you guys think? Like, would you, if you found out that a convention was touting like a super famous cosplayer and they had bought all of these like hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands of likes, like, do you think that's, who is that on? Is that on the cosplayer or is that on the convention?
I think it's on the, I don't know. I kind of had a recent, not experience, but where I had to unfollow a cosplayer that I met at MegaCon last year. She was a guest, and beautiful girl, beautiful cosplayer, like wonderful costumes. But in the past 6 months, her cosplay page has been nothing but clickbait about like, check out these butts in cosplay and stuff like that. And she has her own clickbait site now. And that's all she posts anymore. And it's not, I just don't feel like that's not why I followed her to begin with. So I unfollowed her, and she's super sweet, super nice. We partied a little bit together at MegaCon, but I just think that's not why I follow cosplayers, is because I think that they're gonna, share. So all the people that bought their likes are gonna, or the other way around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just think it's not true to cosplay nature for me. It's just kind of like Instagram famous.
When people buy likes, most times they're from other countries and they're like bot accounts. Trust me. Like I said, I personally have never done it. I do know somebody who did it as sort of a joke type situation.
I think I know what you're talking about, maybe.
Yeah. So I do know somebody who did it as sort of a joke type situation, and it was like a convention page, not a cosplay page, but like, it's really easy to tell when they're fake. So like, I just, it really frustrates me, because not because I'm that awesome, but to be honest, I have friends, like cosplay friends, who are stellar. Like, whether or not they want to be a cosplay guest or anything, I guess that's up to them, but they are stellar at what they do, and they put up tutorials, and they're helpful, and they may not be the most beautiful people, they may not be the skinniest people, or they may be, but they aren't buying likes. So their page has 2,000 likes versus, this cosplay page that has, 200,000 likes. And it's like, I've not heard of, I mean, I've been a cosplay guest at 2, soon to be 3 conventions. And it's like, I've heard of like 40% of the people I've been a guest with. And with as much as I have been in the system in cosplay, if I haven't heard of you, then I'm not important. But if I haven't heard of you at all ever, then like, where are your likes coming from?
Mm-hmm.
Like, ooh.
I literally just pulled this up on my phone here. Just like look at like buying likes and stuff, because it says promote page likes. I know you can't see it, but and you have, because like I was just curious. I went and looked at it. To promote my Starshine's Adventures page, which is like my general whatever, $2 a day reaches 29.1 thousand and 76.7 thousand people a day. That's $2. And if you run it for a week, that's $14 reaching these people. And then, you know, you can get up, it says $15 here. It's 122.1 thousand people and 321.9 thousand people. It's Tara rummaging around. So I just was like, I don't know. I went and looked at it and I was like, interesting.
I mean, I know Facebook marketing because I do it for my conventions. Obviously, when we do it, it's very specific. It's like we say we want this post to run for this long. So say a week for $50, and we want it to reach, you know, this many people, and we want them to be interested in these 3 or 5 things. Do not promote this to the people who already like our page, because that's annoying, which I get all the time. Like, people do not know how to run Facebook ads, and I get promotions for shit I already like, and I'm like, I already like your page. Why are you showing this to me? But you know, it's like for $50, like you can get tens of thousands of page impressions if you do it right. And that's like legit advertising, but buying likes is an entirely different thing, because it's just, they will send your shit out to bot accounts, and then you have 20,000 likes all of a sudden, but none of them are actually going to add to anything you do. Like, you can post things and it's not going to garner any attention, and I guess it's sad to me that conventions don't put 2 and 2 together with that, that they don't understand that when they, you know, book these guests that have tens of thousands of likes, that they're getting somebody who, I don't know, let's see, MegaCon Tampa Bay may not show up to their booth at all. Like, we had a guest that was 2 or 3 booths down from us that they didn't show up until, you know, like 2 hours after the convention. No, here, the convention was from 4 to 9 on Friday. They showed up at 7. Saturday they showed up late in the morning, and Sunday they didn't, and they left early. They didn't come to the after party, and they didn't show up Sunday at all, except for
didn't come to the after party. Who didn't come to the after party? No, but I think,
but again, you know, and then we've got people like Scarlet Rose and Gothic Sushi and oh god, Tori, what is her? Siren Croft. I did not know these girls at all before MegaCon Tampa Bay, but I'd heard of them, and none of them are insanely cosplay famous. They're all kind of in the few thousand to maybe, if they're lucky, 20,000 likes. But I had heard of all 3 of them because I had friends who knew them and like knew that they were legitimate. I just, you can buy tens of thousands of likes, but if somebody who's been in the cosplay community has not, for a decade almost, has not heard of you, then you're no one.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I didn't even know who. What is it? Nigri? Is that her name?
Jessica Negri, yeah.
Yeah, her. I didn't even know who she was until like 2 weeks ago, because I live under a rock.
Me too.
I mean, I know who Yaya Han is though, because the secrets of the Yaya sisterhood. But
Well, I didn't even know Yaya myself until maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago.
yeah.
So
surprised.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I didn't know Marie-Claude Bourbonnais until MegaCon Tampa Bay, and she is super popular. And by the way, the sweetest person you'll ever meet. Like, her and her boyfriend, they make shit like person-sized like mechs and shit. Like they craft, they do latex, like they make all of their own stuff, and they are amazing. Like, and she is the nicest person you'll ever meet. She had the booth next to me at MegaCon Tampa Bay, and I had never heard of her, and she was super famous, and she was such a sweetheart. Like, but she's also from Canada. That may be part of it.
Canadians the best.
Yeah, but like, you get famous by being talented, but also by just generally being a nice person. Like, I can't count how many times I've been to conventions, even with actual like actor guests and everything, where it's like, you could be super famous, but nobody wants to interact with you because you're a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
And it's with cosplay, it's even, magnify that times 10. Like, okay, Richard Hatch from Battlestar Galactica.
He's dead now.
I know he died. R.I.P. because he was amazing. But like, he went to all these conventions. He was in the original Battlestar. He was in the new Battlestar. He was in all sorts of other like fan films and stuff. He was so nice. He was so fun on panels. And like, you go up to him and he would talk to you for 20 minutes at his booth. Like, he made time for you. And so many people loved him because of that. Like, as a cosplayer, if you want to be cosplay famous, you really have to go that extra mile. You can't just be a hot body. You have to be friendly and approachable, and you have to have something else going for you, whether it's being well spoken, or like Marie and her boyfriend being like these just amazing creators. Yaya Han, she's a businesswoman.
That's a nice way of saying it, I guess.
She's a businesswoman. She's a very intelligent businesswoman. Like, you have to have something else going for you. And there's too many people.
Tara, let me chime in real quick, because I've got really
Go ahead.
To go back on what you were saying about the likes and advertising, right? Advertising does get you likes because people actually check out your page, and those are real people checking out your page, following you for real. Put in the hard work, man. Don't try and find an easy way out. It's not going to work. Hard work is, for example, every Sunday I do a live feed at my mate Morgan's house as a DJ for an hour. And I put on Facebook Live and do all that. And it attracts the audience. I'm putting in the hard work to let them know who I am and what I can do as a DJ. Do that. It's like, get a Twitch account going and, label it as making cosplay, or make it interesting, interact with people. That's how you get cosplay famous, is by interacting with people. Give incentive for people to come and watch you, So that's one point out of the way. With that bloody rant, I forgot the other two. So you lot chat, and I'll think about it.
Well, I mean, really, like, and that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, what we're doing right now, we're taking a little over an hour out of our time on a Saturday night to put ourselves out there. So, me, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at A Geek Saga, AGEEKSAGA. So where can we find you guys? Adam?
Go ahead, ladies. I'll let the ladies go first.
Becca?
Okay, sorry, it's me. And I'm also tickled by Adam and his accent. Oh
I like
God,
that you said tickled.
It's okay. You should. Yeah, I've got words. You can find me on Facebook at Starshines Adventures. SHINES and then Adventures. And then I also have a photography page, which is Starshine Photography Studios. Yeah, that's pretty. And I'm on Instagram and Twitter as Starshine on Fire. And then I don't know, I'm all over the place. I don't even remember where I am anymore.
Lauren, do you have a Twitter?
I do, but right? I don't use it. I just looked up my Instagram name. I use it sometimes. You can't find me on Facebook, at least not unless you're personal with me.
Yeah.
But it's EL in real life, like L, Lauren. I made it up. I don't know. But it's ELINREALLIFE. And that's Instagram. Yeah. I post cosplay stuff on there. I only have like 9 photos though, so. There's a picture back on there.
Oh yeah.
I do have a Jitter account. I call it Jitter because it's like Jitter, oh, I got a 104 characters Jitter account. I never use it, so I'm probably going to shut that down just because it's too much social media. I try to stay away from the phone as much as possible. It doesn't ever happen. But I do Facebook. You can find me. My DJ page is Da Vinci DC, but it's spelled without an A, so it's DVINCIDC for dog cat, meaning deceptive cadence. I like to play with words, like the creator, play words, deceptive cadence. And then that is exactly the same as my Instagram. So feel free to have a look, check it out, and yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know I've liked your DJ Facebook page.
I'm looking for your DJ Facebook page now. What was it? You said it was D what?
Yeah, Da Vinci. So it's DVINCI DC.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. It's D apostrophe VINC.
Yeah.
That one.
VINCI. Sorry.
So I mean, if anyone's around, every Sunday at 5 o'clock, I'll be doing a power hour. And this weekend, it's actually you request, I play power hour. So you request whatever song you want, and I'll do my best to try and mix it in. So yeah, join in. It'll be fun.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
So yeah, wrapping it up, we had some other things that we were going to talk about, but we're already at about an hour, a little over an hour. And to be honest, some of the other things were kind of like, does anybody know cosplayers who charge people to take their photo? Because I've literally never had that happen to me.
Mm-mm.
Like I'm a cosplay guest, and I've never charged somebody to take my photo. That seems odd. So just don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of the consensus. Don't charge people to take your photo.
And conversate, man. Conversate with them. These people came out to see you. Even if they're weird, it doesn't matter. They came to see you. Bloody talk to them. Because yesterday I wasn't there. A friend was at a con, and she's kind of famous. Basically, two young gentlemen went to go see her, and she completely just ignored them. Didn't make eye contact, didn't conversate with them. And I wasn't there, so I don't know if they were heartbroken. But it's just talk to them, man. Like that's why you sit in the booth. You sit there and interact with fans.
And to be fair, have I been in somewhat uncomfortable conversations? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of have to know how to stomach that if you want to be a cosplay guest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you really just, I'm not saying suck it up. If somebody is really like bothering you or stalking you or something, please, like, cosplay is not consent. Say something. But we are in an industry where people don't necessarily have the best social skills. So there's a difference between being uncomfortable because somebody doesn't have the best social skills and somebody being just like really, bothersome. So kind of learn how to tell the difference. You know what I mean? Like, and know that as a regular cosplayer, I guess, like, if you're just out on the floor, you kind of do what you're going to do. But as a guest behind a booth, like, there's a difference between somebody who's just being kind of awkwardly conversational and somebody who is like really bothering you.
I mean, like, I just, like you were saying, I learned to tell the difference. A lot of people I've noticed, I'm just going to use this because this seems to happen more often. If a male comes up to a female cosplayer and tries to start up a conversation with them, like, later I'll hear the girl be like, oh my God, he was so creepy. He was so gross. And he wasn't at all. Like, he just, like Tara was saying, like, you have to learn how to read the temperature. Just because somebody is talking to you does not mean that they want to grab your butt or your boobs or they want to slither into bed with you. Like, for some of these people, like, they really want to see you, and they're excited that you're cosplaying their favorite character. Are there some odd ones out there? Yes, definitely. But I think these people get this whole, like, ew, he, like, touched me and wants to talk to me.
Yeah.
And I think,
and I almost feel like a lot of the time that's kind of,
yeah,
not all the time, but a lot of the time that's kind of like
use your common sense. Like my little brother has Asperger's, and he's super awkward sometimes, and he's not creepy. He doesn't mean to be creepy at all. And so, like, just as a cosplayer and as a figure, you have to learn how to deal with a crowd. You have to learn how to deal with people. If you cannot, and if you want to be nasty to people for no reason, like, just don't bother. Just don't bother. And like, as a cosplayer, you are performing some kind of a theater type deal. So you have to learn how to talk to people and interact with them, and don't always assume that somebody wants to, like, feel you up or something. Like, yeah, there are a lot of creepy people out there, like a ton of creepy people, but for the most part, they're just harmless and they just want a picture with you. Like,
and again, like, that's where the cosplay is not consent thing comes in. I personally have never had a problem with a person who actually was interested in my cosplay, ever. I had a bad situation at Dragon Con one time, and it was some random dude who just, like, I was bending over getting something out of my bag, and he ran up and smacked my ass and then ran away.
wow.
Yeah. Like, smacked my ass so hard that I almost, like, fell into a cement planter. It was bad. And, like, I had to stop my ex from chasing after him. It was like really bad. But I don't think he was actually somebody who was there for Dragon Con. I think he was like,
yeah.
There was nothing. I was wearing Starbuck. Okay, like, I don't mean to do that whole, like, oh, I wasn't even wearing anything sexy, but it's true. There was no reason for him to do that except for the fact that I was bending over to get something out of my bag. Like, so does shit happen? Absolutely it does. Report it if it does. I've been part of a group that reported it. Like, my friend had somebody literally reach his hand up her skirt and, like, grab her ass at Dragon Con one time. Like,
wow.
Does it happen? It absolutely does. But 99.9% of the time, it's not the dudes you think it's going to be. It's not the, I don't even want to say dudes. It's not the people you think it's going to be. It really isn't. Like, it's not that awkward guy who just wants to have a conversation with you.
Exactly.
It's somebody else.
And defending those awkward, shy guys, remember, you're women. Men are terrified of women, especially when you're not hardly wearing anything. You know, especially guys at Comic-Cons, like socially awkward guys, they don't know how to approach that kind of situation. So yeah, they are gonna mumble or maybe stare, or you know, but don't think that they're gonna jump you. They're not. They're just it's hard, and that's coming from a guy, you know. So just remember that, like, you don't dangle the bloody carrot in front of the man or boy and expect him not to be all googly eye over it, you know, or don't know what to do with the bloody carrot. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that exactly, like, that's, it's not even about dangling a carrot. It's like, these are like, we are all, oh my God, like, I'm not anymore, but I used to be so awkward and like shy and everything. And like I said, every problem I've ever had at a convention, and there have been very, very few, like 2 or 3 ever in the 36 or something plus conventions I've gone to. It's not been that guy or that girl who is sort of like awkward and like doesn't, you know, they're talking to you and it seems kind of awkward and it's like, what do I say in response to them? What are they saying to me? It's always been some random effing person who just like says something as they're passing or smacks your ass as they run by. Like, it's literally never been the person who wants to actually have a conversation with you. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I feel like it's super rare that it does.
Yeah, I mean, I've only had one, like, I'm still amazed when people take pictures of me in my cosplay because I'm awkward and shy and I don't ever take pictures. But I've only had one bad experience. It was actually from like a professional photographer that was at the convention, and he got all creepy up in my face, which had nothing to do with my cosplay. So you couldn't even tell what the cosplay was because he was in my face with a giant professional camera.
But yeah, so on that note, we're approaching an hour and a half, which is way longer than I meant to go with this. But I think are Lauren and Becca both frozen? I feel like they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. All right, so I'm going to end this live broadcast. But thank you guys all for joining in, especially since it was kind of last minute. I don't plan very well lately. I have literally no free time, so it was like, yay, I have a night. Let's do this. So yeah, so thank you guys all for joining in. And if anybody wants to talk to any of us, you can find me at A Geek Saga on like everywhere: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Becca is Starshine on Fire, I know, on Twitter and Instagram at least. Lauren is questionable.
Hold on. That one.
There you go. What is it?
There you go. It's
yeah. I did tweet
Yeah.
it. I did tweet everybody's things, and Adam, I tweeted your Facebook page as well for your DJing. So it's D''Vinci VINCI. So thank you guys for joining in, and everybody have a great Saturday night. And if anybody has any questions, I don't know, contact any one of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. All right. I'm going to stop this broadcast. Good night, everybody.